Heyo, what's going on, you guys? We got another Star Wars The Black Series figure here. And as you can see, we were reviewing the Star Wars The Black Series Aayla Secura. But first, let's take a look at her packaging before we get to her. There you go, Star Wars Attack of the Clones, Aayla Secura. Side, picture of Aayla Secura. That's the other side, not really much except that red. Picture again. The bio that reads: a cunning warrior and a Jedi Knight during the rise of the Clone Wars, Aayla fought on many battlefields. To master the emotional detachment necessary in the Jedi Order, she tried to pass on what she learned. So as per usual with a lot of these Jedi, I am a big prequels fan. I grew up on the prequels. I grew up on Clone Wars. So although she only made so many appearances on that show, I still really loved her character. I researched her lore. You guys are going crooked. Her Jedi master was Quinlan Voss, and I love Quinlan Voss. Um, you know, he's kind of an unorthodox Jedi, so she's kind of adapted some of those styles. So yeah, let's take a look at her one accessory. Which is just her blue lightsaber here with a hilt. I don't know if this is necessarily accurate. I have to go back and look. And of course, it's got the peg to put on her belt. But now let's take a look at at the action figure herself. Now, I want to preface this. This is obviously technically like a year late. I haven't gotten. I didn't get her when she initially came out. So let's take a look at her. So there you go. She looks like Aayla Secura. I will say, she looks, at least in the face wise, I mean, she looks fine. But it looks like that maybe they went for a little bit, just like a touch of Clone Wars look, rather than the live action look. But either way, it looks fine, as long as it looks like Aayla Secura. So, and you've got, I forget, there's a name for them, for their, I don't know if you want to call them hair pieces. They're not really hair, but head attachments. I don't know. That sounds awful. But I know there's a name for them. But they got the wrap around them. And she's got her headdress here. And then she's got her outfit. So she's got the one sleeved arm, and that has some great texture there. She's a very nice blue, which is good. She has some very nice texture on her top, and also on her belt. There's some sculpted pieces there, and then you got tassels and all that stuff. And then she's got I guess basic pants. I don't know, and with some boots. So yeah. But yeah. As always, I love the fact that they're getting into the Jedi Order. I can't wait to see more. We know that Shaak Ti and Luminara Unduli are on their way. I hope we get more. As mentioned before, Quinlan Voss would be a great addition. Eth Koth, Adi Gallia, Sassy Tin, any of those Jedi would be great. So yeah, let's take a look at her articulation. Now her head, because she has her headpieces, she can't look up at all. She can look side to side, and she can look down, and she can kind of tilt. I don't know if there's a hinge or not. I think it might just be a ball joint. So, and her arms can move out. They can rotate a full 360. And then you can move. And then you got single jointed elbows with a swivel. And both hands move up and down and swivel. You got diaphragm joint. Her legs can kick out that far. And then they can kick back about that far. Wow. They can kick back a lot further than some other characters. You got an upper thigh swivel. Double jointed. Ooh. That one doesn't want to. I'm not going to push that. Maybe that's as far as it goes. Double jointed knees. She's even got boot swivel. Ankles go down, go up, and she's got ankle pivot. And then it gets a little tricky to get her lightsaber into her hands because her hands are kind of tiny. But once in there, it works pretty well. And as you saw earlier, you can get her in a two-handed pose, which is always great. She is known for actually using quite a bit of the backhanded fighting style, which is also what Quinlan kind of used too. But it works either way. So let me get her standing here. Maybe. Never mind. Had her standing so well a while ago. Of course, I don't have like a setup or anything yet. Hopefully she stays. So we'll start with a couple of clones here. I don't have Bly. I missed out on Bly, and it makes me sad to this day. He's one of my favorite clone commanders. There she is next to the more newer mold. And for a clone commander, I will pose her next to Wolf. Okay. And then he doesn't have his lightsaber in his hand right now, but I will pose her, center next to Count Dooku, and that's, a villain of the Clone Wars, the primary villain outside of Sidious. But then we've got all the Jedi Order. So we'll start with the most recent one that I did, which is Kiadi Mundi. And then we'll do one of my favorite members, Kit Fisto. And then we will do Mace Windu. And of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi. On focus. There we go. It's focusing in and out on her. I do apologize for that. And then for a little bit more of a random one, though still Star Wars, here's Echo from the Bad Batch. So, yeah, just a really all-around awesome figure. If you don't have her yet, it should still be available on Amazon. That's not a promotion thing or anything like that. I don't really care too much about that thing. I'm just trying to let people know where they can potentially find her. So if they need her for their display, but I don't know anywhere else. There should. I mean, if you have like a local store that has a lot of older and newer action figures, sometimes they carry ones that were, technically are now older, even though they're not that old. So maybe she's there. So, and I would much rather you support a local store like that. But I digress. Not what we're here for. So yeah, as always, another great addition. Sorry this one was kind of brief. I don't know if it was because I just didn't have as many as I could compare her to. Of course, I could have compared her to Yoda, but I just didn't feel like trying to find him right now. But I love all the different Jedi of the prequel era. Some more than others, of course. She's up there. Kit Fisto. Um, if you're ignoring anybody like Anakin or Obi-Wan, he is one of my he's either my favorite or one of my favorite Jedi. Plo Koon is another one. I missed out on him, and I hope they make like a Clone Wars version so I can redeem myself and have Plo Koon. But I also would love a Saucy Tin or Adigalia or Eth Koth would all be great additions to Star Wars. Just give us all the prequel Jedi, even if it's like they didn't even appear in the Clone Wars or anything like that. Uh, give us all the Jedi um, of the prequel era. Next year is the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, so it is likely that I do know that we're getting some, or I guess it's rumored that we're supposed to get some action figures for that movie next year. I'm hoping that because of that, we might get more Jedi. Um, I know that we're already getting Commander Bakara, who technically, first appeared in Revenge of the Sith. And then we're getting Shaak Ti and Luminara Unduli, but they're still marked as Attack of the Clones. So hopefully we get more Jedi, whether it's from Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith or Clone Wars. I don't really care as long as they're, Jedi characters that we need. I do hope to be having a display soon and more of a proper setup. In fact, I have had some ideas because supposedly I'm going to get a shelf here soon. I mean, I have a couple of shelves already, but there's a shelf where I think I'm going to do like maybe temporary displays. And I've been thinking that I might use that for a Clone Wars / prequel display because I think it'd be really cool to have all the Jedi and the clones that I have, on there. So yeah, but yeah. So let me know down below what you think of Aayla Secura and how familiar you are with her. Let me know outside of like some of the main characters, who's your favorite Jedi. You know, um, I love like I said, I love Kit Fisto and Plo Koon, and Aayla is up there as well. Um, but very curious to see if maybe you have a particular liking towards a particular Jedi, maybe one that isn't that well known from the prequel era. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the review, and if you did, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.